Saving $10,000 in a single year. I know, for a lot of us, that sounds like an absolutely impossible goal. But what if it wasn't? What if you could break it down into a simple daily habit? Let's dive into the strategy that makes it totally possible. To really get why a goal like this is so important, we have to start with just one number: 69%. That's right. That's how many adults are just one flat tire, one unexpected bill away from some serious financial trouble. We're talking more than 2/3 of us. It's a really stressful way to live, but listen, it doesn't have to be your reality. So how in the world do you make that jump? Look, this isn't some get-rich-quick thing. It's a real, workable strategy. And you know what? It starts with something that's going to surprise you with how simple it is. The very first step has nothing to do with complicated spreadsheets or any of those fancy apps. It's just about you, a pen, and a piece of paper. This is the foundation, and it's way more about psychology than it is about math. And the data on this is just fascinating. You give yourself a 42% better shot at succeeding just by doing this one simple thing. When you write it down, it stops being this fuzzy idea in your head and becomes a real, tangible commitment you can actually see. So, how do you really make it stick? First, you have to define your why. What does 10 grand actually mean for you? Is it finally getting out of that paycheck to paycheck cycle? Is it a safety net that'll finally let you sleep at night? You gotta get specific. Then you physically write it down. And last, you keep it visible. Slap it on a sticky note on your mirror, on your computer, wherever. The source material for this explainer even mentioned using temporary tattoos. Seriously, the point is just to remind yourself of your why every single day. Okay, so you're motivated, you've written down your goal. Now for the really practical part. Where does this money actually need to go? The whole idea here is separation. You want to make your savings just a little bit inconvenient to get to. It creates this mental hurdle that stops you from making those impulse buys. You're basically paying your future self first, and then you just learn to live on what's left. You've basically got two great options here. On the left, you've got a high-yield savings account. It's super low risk, which makes it perfect for an emergency fund or if you know you're going to need that cash within the year. You'll even earn a little bit of interest. Then on the right, you have an S&P 500 index fund. Now this is higher risk, but the potential return is way higher. Historically, it's been around 10%. This is a much better fit for long-term goals where you can just let that money sit and ride out the ups and downs of the market. Okay, now we get to the fun part. How do we actually find the money to save? Well, the first strategy kicks off with a piece of advice that might just surprise you. I know, right? For a ton of people, those super strict line-by-line budgets, they're just no fun. And if something isn't enjoyable, you're probably not going to stick with it. This isn't about just ignoring your spending. It's about shifting your mindset away from restriction and towards something totally different. And that something different is frugal living. And listen, this isn't about being cheap. It's about being mindful. It's about asking yourself, does this purchase actually add value to my life? And then being ruthless about cutting out the stuff that doesn't. It's all about spending your money intentionally on what really matters to you. This leads to a really powerful idea. We've all heard a penny saved is a penny earned, but that's not really true. A dollar saved is way more powerful, and it all comes down to one thing. Think about it. When you go out and earn one extra dollar, you don't actually get to keep that whole dollar, right? The government takes its slice off the top in taxes, leaving you with maybe 70 or 80 cents. But a dollar you save, that's a dollar that's already been taxed. It's a full, whole dollar in your pocket. So when you look at it that way, saving money is about 30% more efficient than earning more money. That's a huge head start. Of course, saving is only half of the puzzle. The other half is bringing in more money. And maybe the best way to do that on your own schedule is with a side hustle. And really, the possibilities here are endless. You could flip furniture you find for free on Facebook Marketplace. You could clean houses or detail cars for $50 an hour, maybe even more. You could even turn a hobby you already love, like teaching a skill, into a way to make money online. The key is just to find something you kind of enjoy and then funnel all the earnings from that straight into your savings goal. Okay, let's put all the pieces together. We've got the mindset, we know where to put the money, and we have two clear strategies to find it. Now, let's break this down into a super simple daily plan. $10,000 a year? Yeah, that feels massive. But if you break it down by month, you get $833. Okay, that's still a pretty big number, but we can go even smaller. And that brings us to our magic number, $27.40. That's it. That is all you need to find or save each day. And all of a sudden, that impossible goal, it feels completely possible, doesn't it?
So how do you find that money? Well, it's actually way easier than you think. Making your own coffee saves you $3. Packing a lunch instead of buying one, that's an easy $10 right there. Resisting little impulse buys, dining out just a little less, canceling one subscription, you see how fast this adds up? You don't even need a huge side hustle. Just earning an extra $5 a day gets you right to that target.
And that's the real secret. It's not about one giant heroic act of saving a bunch of money. It's about the small, almost unnoticeable decisions you make every single day. Each little choice is like a vote for your future self. And over 365 days, all those votes compound into something that can completely change your life. So that just leaves one question. It's not about what you're going to do tomorrow. It's about right now. What's one small thing from that list, just one, that you can decide to do differently today to get started?